welcome to Across the Aisle. My name is Gail Garbrandt, and we are currently in the pre-primary segment of our program. You can watch us on TV2 Tuesdays at 7 o'clock p.m. and Fridays at 4:30 p.m. If that is not convenient for you, don't worry, because you can also find us on WJERTV2.com and again on YouTube. Just look for Across the Aisle TV2, New Philadelphia, Ohio. Well, we're in the pre-primary segment, and our primary election this year is Tuesday, May the 2nd. And so we had some important reminders that we wanted to tell you about before we have our conversation with our guest today. The election is Tuesday, May 2nd, the last day to register to vote or change your address if you have moved since the November 2016 election would be Monday, the 3rd of April. The first day of early voting is April the 4th. So if you want to go into the courthouse in New Philadelphia and vote at the Board of Elections, that would be the first day that you could actually go in and do so. You can also request an absentee ballot at any time. You can download the application for the absentee ballot from the Tuscarawas County Board of Elections website, or you can go into the courthouse and fill out that application. Or you can send a letter by mail requesting the absentee ballot request form, but the ballots will not be mailed out to you until that first day of early voting on the 4th of April this year. Well, as we swing into this primary election season, we have a special guest with us today, and that is our Tuscarawas County Auditor, Larry Lindberg, who is here to talk about an issue that's going to be on the ballot in all 88 precincts on May the 2nd, and that is our Tuscarawas County sales tax renewal. So welcome to the show, Larry. It's great to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to let the residents of the county know the importance of the sales tax.
And as we said earlier, this is a renewal, and Larry, you've been involved with this process as auditor for quite some time now. So the last time that the sales tax was on the ballot was how long ago?
It's a 10-year levy. Mm-hmm. So it would have been on in 2007, and if I remember correctly, I believe it was the primary of 2007 also. So we are making our first attempt at the renewal.
Okay, that's great. Well, we're going to have a little bit of a conversation about what the sales tax would pay for, what the percentage of increase would be, or if it's going to remain the same for those consumers in Tuscarawas County as we move forward with the rest of the show. So did you want to just give us a brief kind of overview before we get into the details of the sales tax?
Oh, certainly. Some of the topics we hope to cover today include what the benefits are of the sales tax for the residents of Tuscarawas County, how much money the sales tax generates, why we need to continue the sales tax, the percentage rate of the sales tax, and who all pays the sales tax. I hope to give the viewers some informative information.
Well, that's wonderful, and we really appreciate your history and knowledge on the subject, because I'm sure there's a lot of voters who were unaware that this issue was going to be on the ballot in all of the precincts during this primary election. And the topics that you talked about, of course, are very relevant to the passage of the tax. What are the benefits? What is the percentage? Who pays it? And why do we need it? What is it for? So we're looking forward to continuing this conversation with our Tuscarawas County Auditor, Larry Lindberg, as we come back in just a few more minutes from Across the Aisle. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
For the best dining in Northeast Ohio, you need to go and check out John and Cindy Elsasser's Canal Tavern of Zor. Nestled just outside the historic town of Zor, Ohio, the Canal Tavern offers every patron an amazing dining experience, including great food, superior customer service, and a comfortable, unique atmosphere. The Canal Tavern is located at 8806 Towpath Road in Bolivar, Ohio, and reservations can be made by calling 330-874-4444. The Canal Tavern of Zor, where history meets great food.
Hi, I'm Elaine Miller with Naturally Green Cleaning Service. My company serves both commercial and residential clients. We do general cleaning, spring and fall, empty homes to get them move-in ready, and final cleans for new construction. We use eco-friendly cleaning products that leave your home or office fresh, clean, and safe for you, your family, pets, or coworkers. Our focus at Naturally Green is to provide excellent customer service paired with outstanding work to build a relationship of trust with you, our clients. Having served the area 4+ years, we have had many referrals and testimonials that you can access on our website at www.naturallygreencs.com. Our work sells itself, therefore we have never had any contracts even with our largest commercial accounts. Call us today for your free quote and see what makes our company stand out.
Welcome back to Across the Aisle, and thank you for joining us. Today's guest is Tuscarawas County Auditor Larry Lindberg, and we are talking about the renewal of the Tuscarawas County sales tax, which will be on the ballot on the May 2nd primary election in all 88 precincts in our county. So Larry, what can you tell us about the sales tax? How much revenue is it going to produce?
Well, it's a 1% permissive sales tax. It's been in existence in Tuscarawas County for 30 years. It's nothing new, and it's nothing increased. The current rate is 1%. Now, as far as how much it increases, over the past several years, it fluctuates, of course, based on the available consumer spending. Currently, we're generating about $13 million a year. If I go back a few years, in 2007, it was more down about $9.5 million. And we've had times when the economy hasn't been as good and the sales tax has decreased. I believe 2010 has been a low in recent years. In 2016, the sales tax brought in $13,027,000 to the Tuscarawas County operating fund. And one thing we've been proud of in Tuscarawas County is that we are able to provide services through our sales tax that many other counties provide with additional property tax levies. County Auditor is the assessor of property values. We know a lot of residents do not like property taxes. Sales tax is more based on your ability to spend, so a lot of people feel it's a fairer tax in that if you're not being taxed on food items that you're buying. They even have sales tax holidays in the fall related to school supplies or school clothes. You're not being taxed on, so it's really your more I won't say frivolous spending, but your ability to spend on items non-consumable. In some of the other counties around us, the 911 system or Children's Services, OSU Extensions, Job and Family Services, they have additional levies to pay for those. And those are all items that the commissioners currently fund through the 1% sales tax in Tuscarawas County. And some of those items I'd like to refer to. Coshocton County has a special levy on property taxes for 911, for Children's Services, for park districts, for the OSU extension. Those are all the type of things that we fund through our sales tax here in Tuscarawas County. Mm-hmm. Now, when I also did some research, I've looked at the tax rates on other counties throughout the state. And on the pure county tax, property tax levies, Tuscarawas County is we're number 8. There are only 7 counties in Ohio that have a lower property tax levy than us. So I think we're doing pretty good in managing county dollars in that
Sure.
way.
Considering there's 88 counties in Ohio, that's pretty amazing.
Correct. And even looking at our neighboring counties, in Tuscarawas County, the county tax rate is 8.4 mil. That would compare to 11.7 in Holmes County, or 11.5 in Stark County, or Carroll County is also 11.7. Harrison County is over 14 mil. So our residents are paying to the county a lower tax rate for these services. And if we were to replace the sales tax with a property tax, we would need over 7 mil to replace that. And 7 mil on the average homeowner would be about $250 per year. So, you're only paying the 1% sales tax to the county. When you shop in Tuscarawas County, there is a 6.75% sales tax that you're paying, but only 1% of that goes to the county. The other 5.75% goes to the state of Ohio. Mm-hmm. Now, every county in the state has a sales tax, or a permissive sales tax. And when I look at some of the different tax rates, out of the 88 counties, there are only 4 counties that have a sales tax lower than we have in Tuscarawas County. So we've got a low sales tax, we keep the property taxes low, and we're able to continue to provide services to the residents of Tuscarawas County. So I believe the sales tax has been good for the county over the last 30 years. As examples, the county administration building or the Justice Center were all funded completely through the sales tax. And in a few minutes here, we'll get into some of the other items that the sales tax continues to fund. Some of the major allocations of the sales tax, when I look at different department budgets, the jail is probably the largest recipient of the sales tax. Mm-hmm. The annual budget for the jail is over $3 million. When we look at the sales tax in comparison to other county revenues, the sales tax is about half of the funding for the jail. So when I start thinking, what could we, or how could we eliminate $1.5 million in jail expenditures? I'm not sure. The sales tax is going for items to keep the public safe. When I referred to the jail, the sheriff's department is another significant recipient of sales tax dollars. The 911 system. At one time in Tuscarawas County, we had an additional sales tax for the 911 system. It was 0.25%. Mm-hmm. At that time, commissioners felt that the sales tax was bringing in sufficient dollars with the 1% tax, and they pledged to remove the 0.25% if the voters continued to support the 1%, and they did. And the commissioners came through on that and removed the 0.25%. I know there's some discussion right now in the governor's budget on possibly raising the sales tax rate. Not sure what's going to happen there as the budget process continues on, but we're not planning on raising our share here in Tuscarawas County.
Okay, so even if there's a change at the state level, should the voters pass the renewal, it would stay the same. There would not be an additional predicated upon what the state of Ohio does.
No, there would be of course, an increase. Let's say the state goes from 5.75 to the state to a 6% rate to the state. Our 1% on top of that would then be a 7% tax rate, right, instead of the 6.75. And of the neighboring counties, most of our neighboring counties have a sales tax higher than us. Mm-hmm. A couple counties that are lower than us, though, are also very close to us, and that's Stark County and Wayne County. In the past, the Stark County did not have a sales tax, and they were threatened with possibly having to close the jail or discontinue services, and it was very rough operations for the county for several years. And one thing also is the sales tax. The commissioners are putting it, or have voted to put it on the ballot. It'll be in the primary. although the commissioners have the power to enact that sales tax, but they want to leave it as a vote of the people. So we are proceeding in that direction. And if I would try to guess various items, you're on the Board of Elections now. Board of Elections budget's $1 million a year, and again, how would you come up with a $500,000 cut in your budget?
Right, especially with all of the new technology and the mandates from the Secretary of State's office, it would be really tough.
And we're looking at other things in the county as well moving into the future. Our 911 system is in need of a radio upgrade. I have heard various numbers on as high as $17 million possibly for an upgrade in the radio system. That's going to be coming soon as our current technology is being phased out. I know they're also looking at possibly going with the state marks system for multi-agency communications. But we've you mentioned technology. We've got a lot of new technology in Tuscarawas County in recent years, and we need to keep that going. I think the public appreciates some of that, such as the court records or real estate records being available online. We're making a lot available to the public that we didn't have the ability to do years ago, and sales tax has helped with a lot of that.
That's great. Well, we're going to continue our conversation with Tuscarawas County Auditor Larry Lindberg when we come back with more Across the Aisle.
Hi, I'm TV2 Sports Talk's Bill Morgan. Some people are outstanding at playing sports, and then there's me. While we at TV2 Sports Talk may have never been all-state on the field, we are Tuscarawas County's MVP when it comes to local television sports talk and play-by-play. Catch TV2 Sports Talk Wednesday nights at 7 and Friday afternoons at 5 on DMG Channel 2.
Myers & Miller Podiatry provides complete foot and ankle care to patients of all ages. The practice was established in 2000 by Dr. Adam Myers and has grown to include Dr. Andy Miller in 2007, Dr. Jason Bakich in 2010, and most recently Dr. Kristen Henry in 2015. Our core values of respect and honesty are the basis for how we manage our practice, and we continue to grow by building relationships with our patients in order to better serve their needs. Myers & Miller Podiatry serves Tuscarawas and Holmes counties with offices in Dover, Sugar Creek, Newcomerstown, Millersburg, and our newest location in Yorksville. Let's get started with building our relationship.
For the best dining in Northeast Ohio, you need to go and check out John and Cindy Elsasser's Canal Tavern of Zor. Nestled just outside the historic town of Zor, Ohio, the Canal Tavern offers every patron an amazing dining experience, including great food, superior customer service, and a comfortable, unique atmosphere. The Canal Tavern is located at 8806 Towpath Road in Bolivar, Ohio, and reservations can be made by calling 330-874-4444. The Canal Tavern of Zor, where history meets great food.
Welcome back to Across the Aisle. My name is Gail Garbrand, and with me today is Tuscarawas County Auditor, Mr. Larry Lindberg, and we were having a conversation about the renewal of the Tuscarawas County sales tax, which will be on the ballot May 2nd in all 88 precincts in Tuscarawas County. So Larry, We were talking about some of the things that the sales tax would pay for, and let's continue that conversation a little bit.
Okay, thank you. In Tuscarawas County, our sales tax benefit, 100% of our sales tax goes to the county general fund. Now, out of that, our general fund total revenues are only about 23.2 or $23.3 million. With the sales tax amounting to $13 million of that, that's 56% of our general fund operating revenues. And the disbursements in the general fund also are extremely close to that, at about $23 million. We've talked to some on some of the departments and the amount of money that the budgets go in a year, the court systems, multi-county juvenile attention center is another one that requires a large amount of money from the general fund. We need places or to have the facility for our juveniles when needed. The general fund disbursements, or the budget that the commissioners have approved for the current 2017 year, disbursements and revenues are almost exact. The disbursements currently exceed the estimated revenues by about $35,000, so it's extremely close to a balanced budget, and the commissioners are approached numerous times throughout the year to increase general fund appropriations for various needs. So that'll probably grow to the operating deficit. The overall plan is to have a balanced budget where our receipts or our expenditures are within the receipts, but we have a carryover balance as well that we're able to continue on. Last year, we were just about the same in sales tax, about $13 million. On some of the departments, just some other items, I've hit on the jails, I've talked about the courts. Of course, the sales tax also helps fund the Veteran Service Office with services to our veterans. We've helped with the Coroner's Office receives funding from the general fund. Homeland Security Emergency Management is operated through the general fund. Department of Job and Family Services receives an allocation from the general fund, and the Children's Services. Foster care services are really reliant on the general fund. We even go as far as the commissioners have allocated monies in the past to the fairgrounds for fairground improvements. We have tuberculosis testing we're required to do. And possibly even the Ohio State Extension Office receives funding. So it's a wide assortment, but the general fund is just one of our funds in the county. We have other funds that have special monies that don't receive any funding from general, but most of our operations are that. And the need for the sales tax is now one of the greatest. If I go back to, we're replacing various sources of revenue that we no longer have that we once relied on. The deposits on, or the earnings on investments, the treasurer's interest income. If I go back to 2007, we earned about $2.6 million in a year on our deposits. And that was all allocated into the general fund as revenue. For 2016, it was under $300,000. So we've lost over $2 million a year in our interest income. Mm-hmm. Local government receipts, monies that the state shares with us, are also declining. If I go back 10 years ago, we were about $1.8 million and that we received, and now we're below $1 million. So it's been cut in half. We rely on the sales tax now more than ever. If I go back to 2008, sales tax was only 45% of the general fund revenues. Now, as I mentioned, it's up to 56%. So we need the sales tax now more than ever. Mm-hmm. In 2017, so far this year, we've got 3-month sales tax receipts Unfortunately, we're also down from last year. So far this year, we've received $100,000 less than we've received in 2016. Our largest month of the year is just received now, which relates to the Christmas shopping season. And we are up over last year in that, but we haven't made up yet for other months where we've been down in the year. Sure. Some other items that we're being forced to deal with right now also, there's been a change in law related to sales tax that's charged on managed care organizations. The state of Ohio estimates that we will lose $690,000 a year once this tax is phased out. Again, with some possibilities on the governor's budget, they're talking about a different fee that would replace that, but my current understanding is it won't be shared with the county. So again, we're out on our own. Sure. I believe the county is being expected to fund more and more through its own taxpayers and less reliant on the state. We also share some of the sales tax with our various townships and villages because we don't take as much local government or use as much local government money, the monies that do come from the state that we're entitled to. So by not taking what we're entitled to, we're sharing back with the other townships and villages. So. Like I say, job and family, foster care, 911, some of the biggest items. And one thing I always like to bring up related to the sales tax also is that the sales tax is not just paid by Tuscarawas County residents. We've got Newtown Mall that brings in a lot of customers from throughout the county. They're paying sales tax to us here in Tuscarawas County. The people that are coming in, staying in our hotels from out of town, we have a large tourism industry. They're all paying into our sales tax. So I believe it's the best tax that's available for funding of Tuscarawas County.
Well, it's certainly very vital to the operation of the county, and it's amazing how many services are given to citizens because of this tax, which seems to be, in comparison, pretty reasonable and pretty fair. And it's not like it's something that's done every year. This has been 10 years, and now we're asking for a renewal. There's no increase. And again, it's going to be on the ballot in all of the precincts on May the 2nd. So Larry, thank you so much for coming, and any final thought to the voters today?
As county auditor, it's my duty to monitor and to advise on the finances in Tuscarawas County. I work with the commissioners quite a bit throughout budgeting and on issues like the sales tax. And it is important to both the government of Tuscarawas County and the citizens of Tuscarawas County, in my opinion, that this sales tax be continued. And I will present any information on a factual basis. Anybody needs info on the sales tax, we'll be glad to give it to them. Contact our office.
Thank you so very much. And thank all of you for tuning in to Across the Aisle. Again, we are on Tuesday evenings at 7 o'clock p.m., Fridays at 4:30 p.m. If you are unable to join us at that time, don't worry, because you can also watch us on WJER-TV2.com under Community Programming. Look for Across the Aisle, and you can also find us on YouTube. So again, Larry, thank you so much. Make sure that you get out there and register to vote if you're not already registered, and get out to the polls on May the 2nd and renew this wonderful tax that provides so many services to our county. And from all of us here at TV2, have a pleasant afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.